have. Do you have hours?
for the Rangers. And let's this is the Deep 38 in Sulphur Springs, your official Wildcat and Wildcat station. Time for Wildcats baseball. Let's go out to Wildcat Park, where the game tonight will be called by KSST Sports Director Don Julian.
A little bit of connection problems, and so they're in mid-introduction right now, and we'll just I'll just start and introduce, as Jeff Harris is doing right now. I'll be a little bit behind him, but for the Wildcats, leading off, the center fielder Austin Stopp, and Gavin Millsap out in left field will hit ninth. Ryder Cadell. And just in time now for us to wrap.
Had two good games last year. I remember when we faced them. Ryan is a formidable pitcher out there on the mound. He's 3-0 this year. He's got a ERA of 1.84. So he's had a great year so far. I think he's going to be a prime.
District stats.
That's overall.
Oh, overall 3-0, 184 run average. I did not realize he had been that sharp this year. He's had a lot of good outings, but seems to me I keep waiting for him to really be sharp. And he's been a battler out there, but Brevin Randall, Carson Carlisle, and Hayden Callahan. This is Cade Bickerdike, and he's the center fielder and a right-handed hitter to face Ryan Humphreys, who winds. And the first pitch of the night is in there for a called strike. And first pitch looks like right on time, Eric, at 7 o'clock.
Wow.
And here's the wind. Ryan working quickly. That pitch, breaking ball outside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Bickerdike. And Eric, I believe he said that his father has some duties around the Marshall games.
Yes, he runs the scoreboard during the home games there.
That pitch outside, 2-1. The count now to Bickerdike, the leadoff hitter for Marshall, right-handed hitter. Be Bickerdike, Robertson, and Clark, scheduled hitters here in the first inning. Now Bickerdike will step out of there. Home plate umpire is Mark Johannesson. These are all local guys. Ed Hansen at first, and Nathan Bounds is down at third. There's a ball swung on and hit out to right field. Right fielder heading over and makes the catch out there. Nice catch by Tyler Armstrong out in right field as he flagged that down. Pretty well hit ball there by Bickerdike.
He stayed inside the ball well and didn't hit it the other way. His parents own an academy in Marshall as well.
Oh, okay. Same kind of academy you work at?
Yes, sir.
Popular, those academy type things.
They are.
Imagine that's with all these kids and interested in scholarship offers and all that and wanting to improve themselves. I bet there is a big market.
It definitely is.
First pitch is a call strike now to Colton Robertson. He's the catcher for the Marshall Mavericks, hitting in the second spot. And Robertson steps back in. And Ryan's 0-1 pitch on the way. And boy, Ryan he's really got the strike zone nailed down early, Eric.
He's throwing a lot of strikes, and he's got a great rhythm out there.
Umpiring back here. And some of the fans agree with me, but umpire said too high. That was I think the catcher turned around to find out where that was. He said he kind of indicated up too high.
Boy, I thought he was
looked perfect
straight enough to pull the bow to strike him out.
It's 1-2, and now outside misses. 2 balls or so. Don should be close behind. There's strike 3. And so 2 up and 2 out. Got to update my scorebook here. Kind of sleeping here. Trevor Clark, the pitcher for Marshall tonight for Marshall.
Yes.
And Humphrey's first pitch to Clark is outside for ball 1. So 2 up and here from Wildcat Park. It's the Marshall Mavericks 0 and the Wildcats of Sulphur Springs coming to bat. Wildcats are defensively for you. Colton Robertson is their catcher. Trevor Clark is pitching. Carson Carlisle is at first. Hayden Callahan is at second. Hunter Neal at third. And Blake Arst is shortstop. Trent Ogle out in left. Cade Dickerdyke in center field. And Brevin Randall out at thinking the second half's going pretty good so far because they got a big win over Texas High and actually kind of helped the Wildcats because if everything ended right tonight, which wouldn't really be fair because some teams have played, nobody's played a round robin and all going on, but the playoff teams would be Hallsville, Sulphur Springs, Texas High, and Marshall. Has actually squeezed ahead of Greenville and Mount Pleasant, which were kind of holding down that number 4 spot.
Austin is hitting
and hit foul out of play off to the right side. 0-1 the count to Austin Dodd leading off. Caden Argenbright and Ryan Humphreys to follow. Bottom of the first, just only Marshall. I think they had a lady named Arst. She might have been a pitcher for them.
Yes.
You remember her, Eric, in your days?
Yes. I do remember that Arst name, yes.
After a while, we're going to have to say, Eric, do you remember back in the good old days?
Yeah, back in the day.
It's been a few seasons now since Eric was on the field. Showing 0-2 right now, Eric.
Right.
You really were the man back then.
Just a pup back in those days.
Here's a 0-1 pitch. Their strengths. 1-2 pitch swung on and grounded down to the first baseman. He'll win the run to the base ahead of Argenbright. And 2 up and 2 out. So far the first 5 batters up and down in order. And here's Ryan Humphreys trying to help his own cause here. Getting in when he's pitching or not pitching.
I don't know.
Of course, he'd have to break that down. That require a lot of effort. First pitch to Ryan is in there for a call strike. That's outside, a breaking ball that I'm sure was designed. And Clark with the 1-2 pitch. They're swung on and nubbed out in front of the plate. Oh, the catcher had a hard time picking it up and then threw. Eric, I'll let you score that. What do you think?
Yeah, let's have to go to the E2 on that.
Breaking ball now into T-Mac or Tristan McCormick. Scored a 2-0. They have a very good came alive, just alive enough to win. 3 lead here from Wildcat Park. It's the Wild. The second inning, the cleanup hitter, Hunter Neal takes the first pitch from Ryan Humphreys, misses the strike zone, ball 1. As we play here in the top of the second inning. And the 1-0 pitch misses. Eric is giving me sign language.
He called that first pitch a strike.
Oh, okay. The scoreboard's wrong then. 2-0 in the count.
No, it's 1-1. It is 1-1.
Is the count. Get myself caught up here. And the 2-1 pitch swung on, grounded to shortstop. Fielded there. Here's a throw over to first. A good play there by and here's Jarius Mitchell, the designated hitter, a big left-hander. And Mitchell steps in there by Mitchell, so count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Looked like he was trying to hold up, and the umpire said he did. And here's the 1-1 pitch. It's over. Beautiful new Wildcat Park with a crowd just continuing to come in here. And that pitch, call strike. These pitchers are generally throwing strikes in this ball game. And 2-2 the count now to Jarius Mitchell. Nobody out. He gave chase. And Mason Buck is in the house. He can't talk to me, though. I may have to get Eric to translate. Good to see you, Mason Buck. He said, thank you. So Eric, proud papa here, up here in the press box.
Definitely.
Swing and a miss, and Ryan Humphreys gets his second strikeout. So that's 5 up and 5 down, and here's Blake R. Kind of had that Baltimore chop look that time,
Right.
Eric.
It sure did.
Kind of where they swing down on that thing. It might hit off the plate, but that one was kind of popping up as it hit the ground and then popped up in foul territory. So strike one, the count to Arst. 2 out, nobody on. Top of the second inning. And this pitch swung on and hit right down to McCormick at first. Easy play for him. He tags the bag. And another 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Humphreys in the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We played an inning and a half here from Wildcat Park, and it's the Wildcats 0 and Marshall 0. Clark has completed his warm-up on to second base. Wildcats will have Jackson Chaney, Dawson Draper, and Tyler Armstrong scheduled hitters here in the bottom of the second inning. 0-0. And so far we have just an error. Takes a call strike in there. Yeah. Seen Jackson hit the ball a long way. In the first game we did here, he hit one, he one-hopped the center field wall out there. And Clark, 0-1 pitch. That swung on, foul out of play.
Jackson's hitting .339. He's got 3 home runs this year. He is hitting .323.
Boy, you can see why Coach Hammock said this team can swing it. Here's the ball hit right up the middle of center fielder tracking back. He got plenty of time out there, and the catch made by Cade Bickerdike. So, and steps in there, 1 out, nobody on against Trevor Clark, who I believe pitched some yesterday. So I'm not sure how far they can go with him. I think he threw several innings yesterday, maybe at the tail end of that ball game. Marshall trying to hold on against Texas High. Here's Clark's pitch. Is swung on and hit toward the shortstop in the hole. There's a long throw across. It's a high throw, and Dawson Draper is on the high throw. We say E6?
Yeah, that's an E6, but he did a great job of getting down the line.
Yeah, that's one of those, you see those players that get disgusted with themselves. Of course, that was in the hole.
Right.
So that would make you hustle a little bit, but Dawson did not just say, dadgummit, I didn't hit that well enough, and he hustled, and that got him on first base. Outside for ball 1.
Tyler's hitting .320, another
My
bat
goodness.
over 300.
There not anybody, I guess a couple of ones near up in the 290s. Lead over there against the pitcher, Clark. Oh, there's a swing and a miss by Armstrong. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Doesn't Tyler throw left-handed? He a lefty?
No, he throws right-handed.
Right-handed, okay. I don't know where I got that idea. We're in the bottom of the second inning. And 0-0. So far, not a hit. Just missed inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was a close pitch to take. But a good eye there by Tyler Armstrong taking that ball. the player batted for a lot of times early when I saw him. But they played Seagullville on a Saturday, and they let Payson hit, and he had a whale of a game, Eric.
Well, he's hitting .333 for the year, so he's getting the job done.
So, Coach Hammock sticking him out there to hit now, and he swings and hits it down to the first baseman, steps on the bag, and he started to throw to second, but that would have been for a fourth out, and he doesn't need that. So the Wildcats have another runner on by error, but in the inning, no runs, no hits. There was one Marshall error and one runner left on base. So 2 errors through 2 innings and 2 Wildcats left on base. We've had no hits in the ball game through 2 innings. And we have played 2, and it's the Wildcats 2 and Marshall 2. We're still looking for our first hit here. It'll be hitters 7, 8, and 9 in the Marshall order. Brevin Randall, and then Carson Carlisle and Hayden Callahan. So 7, 8, and 9. Their right fielder, their first baseman, and their second baseman against Ryan Humphreys. And Ryan's first pitch swing and a miss there by Brevin Randall for strike 1 as we get into the 3rd inning here.
Ryan is really throwing well. He's got a overpowering fastball, it looks like, tonight.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to have a big night. That pitch looked good. And the 0-2 pitch on the way, swung on and nubbed just foul off the first baseline. Ryan Humphreys and the catcher were in hot pursuit there. But once it dribbled into foul territory, they just picked that up. Or you got Eric Buck. I'll go with Eric. But I think you're a pitch for Ryan off of what the scoreboard has?
Yes.
Ryan with about, 25 pitches or something. Here's the 0-2 pitch, swung on and laced into left field just past the lead batter is on a single, Brevin Randall. So a runner at first with nobody out, and here's the 8-hole hitter, Carson Carlisle, the first baseman for Marshall. Let's see if they'll play some small ball. The way these pitchers have looked, 1 run could be big, but I wonder how long, in many ways, in so many different positions, it can help you out. I think Hammock just one time said, I think he could play anywhere for you.
That's right.
And he certainly played that very, very well. And a pop behind home plate. Humphreys from the stretch, pitch outside, 2-0. Now Ryan has not had to throw from 3-1 at home, but stolen base there for Randall. And he's down at second base. And 3-1 now the count second. Kind of opens up the holes. The players retreat back to their position. 3-1, swung on, hit foul back into the screen, and Ryan has battled back to a 3-2 count here. And there is God's gift as a Denma from the basketball team is in the sports. His favorite sport may be soccer. Right?
Really?
He's supposed to be a tremendous soccer player. And here's the stretch by Ryan Humphreys. And he'll work 3-2. And that pitch just missed. And now runners at second and first with 1 out after a walk. Randall at second. Swing and a miss on a pitch that kind of broke out of the strike zone to Bickerdike, trying to make something happen here. And he's back in there. A slightly open stance as he looks out there toward the pitcher. Humphreys from the stretch. Is that a breaking ball kind of fooled him there, Eric?
That is a really hard curveball.
So Bickerdike again tried to make something happen here out of that leadoff spot. Grounded slowly. It's going to be foul. Picked up there by three innings. No runs. Obviously no earned runs and no hits, and struck out 4. No walks. So had a real strong outing to close out that Pine Tree game. Started on Friday and finally finished up on Monday because of the rain and lightning. Lightning was a big factor. Humphreys from the stretch. Looks back at second. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Side coming over McCormick. He'll make the catch right over by the Wildcats dugout. Nice play there by Tristan. He had to find out where that area there that kind of protects the players from the field, and he was getting over in that area, but made the catch in foul territory, and a big out there on Bickerdike. And Humphreys looking in for the sign to Cade Argenbright. Looking back to second, and the 0-1 pitch that swung on and popped up out towards second base. And Jace Thompson over there, and he makes the catch for the Wildcats. And Ryan Humphreys put a couple of runners on base, but he worked around it. Marshall, no runs, and had one hit along with a walk. No Wildcat errors, and 2 Mavericks left on base. So we played 2.5 innings here from Wildcat Park, and it's Marshall 0 and the Wildcats 0. We'll have Gavin Millsap. In the top of the order, Austin Dodd and Caden Argenbright. Coach Jared Hammock attending to some business on his way to the third base coaching box, squaring something away in the dugout. And Bruce Silman coaching down at first base. Bruce is their bus driver. I think, Eric, weren't you the bus driver?
I was.
If I ever need to go anywhere, any of these ballparks, I always find Eric. He can tell you how to get there the quick way. Or the quick way for a bus, anyway.
Right,
sometimes there's roads that you'd rather not use as a bus driver for one reason or the other. Gavin Millsap leading off. What's that 9-hole hitter hit?
He's only hitting .319 for the season.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 9 hitting 300 or above. This team can swing it. When Coach Hammock says that, he knows that. He's seen those averages. And Millsap in there, leading off the bottom of the third inning. A 0-0 game here at Wildcat Park. Here's Clark's first pitch up too high to Millsap for ball 1. Saw Millsap get a hit. He was about the only one I saw hit the ball yesterday in a real quick 30-minute finish to that Pine Tree game. And there's a smash out into left center field. Left fielder comes over and cuts it off in a nice solid single. The Wildcats 9-hole hitter, but don't be fooled. That's a .319 hitting Gavin Millsap on at first. Here's Austin Dodd. He grounded to shortstop his first time. He's 0 for 1. Dodd can do a lot for you, a lot of speed there. See if he's playing small ball here, and he squares around, takes a pitch high and outside. Oh, the runner got way off the base, and they just missed the swipe tag over there on Gavin Millsap.
Real quick story on Gavin. He comes out to the East Texas Heat Academy to hits with Mike Rave out there. He got into a weightlifting program last summer, and he's put on about 25 pounds of muscle, and he is an impressive-looking young man now.
And takes a relatively short lead off first, and bunted at by Austin Dodd, bunted back to the base of the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike to Austin Dodd. Can't hardly get that third baseman now after a couple of bunt attempts. Hunter Neal down at third is on the grass, looking for that ball to be laid down. Boy, the Mavericks middle infielders are way back deep on the edge of the dirt against these Wildcats. 1-1 pitch. Pitch outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count to Austin Dodd. Caden Argenbright is on deck for the Wildcats. Play here in the bottom of the third inning. Yes, sir.
Mike Rave likes to kid Gavin and tell him he finally has calves.
There's a throw to first. And Millsap dances back in over there. Now he gets a little bit better lead off first. He's kind of measured that pitcher, and he drew a throw from Clark. Dives back in. They say if you can get back, though, you've got a good lead.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a good question for that redhead over there. He was always a good base runner. And now Millsap takes off, and it's swung on by Austin Dodd, hit foul into foul territory. The third baseman comes over even, and you see that in the Oakland Coliseum too. It does not get up into out of play, but nobody can catch it. And that was right just over near the dugout, but it was inside the fences. They just couldn't track it down. 2-2 the count now to Austin Dodd. No out, runner at first here in the bottom of the third inning.